Which Counter-Strike agents are coming out next? Arctic Avengers? Are the Germans coming back? Or maybe even the Japanese Kidotai? Let us explore the possibilities by extrapolating Valve's past behavior. In a recent episode of the Cut Content of Counter-Strike, we took a look at all the factions that used to be included in Counter-Strike Global Offensive and then were no longer available when CSGO turned into CS2 at the end of summer 2023. In that episode, we mentioned the possibility that all of the formerly map-specific operators, from GSG9 to GIGN, Lead Crew and Anarchists, could return as equipable agent skins. Given Valve's pastime of introducing more and more monetization into CSGO, this seems like a logical step for them to take. However, we may see some standard factions return, with the reintroduction of maps like D-Train, which is, as of the time of recording, still missing. Counter-Strike Global Offensive's agents often drew from a pool of factions which either existed in former entries of the Counter-Strike franchise or proposed new factions created during the development of CSGO. These agents, introduced with Operation Riptide, are based on the guerrilla warfare faction, known from all previous CSGO Counter-Strike games. Especially these master agents are very close to the old Counter-Strike style and the CSGO concept art from 2011. The latter fact is also true for the KSK agent, even though he's just based off the SEAL Team agent models. The KSK was originally planned to be a full faction and is included among the 2011 concept drawings. As 3 of the original 4 terrorists, Lead Crew, Phoenix Connection and Guerrilla Warfare, are currently included in Counter-Strike 2 in one form or another, the Arctic Avengers are a possible faction to make a comeback. Dressed in white camo, these guys have a very distinctive look. FM Pone wanted to include them with his Sub-Zero map we got during a past CSGO operation. But unfortunately that didn't quite work out. Those were some decent looking models. The Arctic Avengers are a logical comeback candidate, as they are still pretty well known amongst the fanbase, well, at least compared to some other factions out there, and they as well were considered during the CSGO concept phase. So all these indicators point to Arctic Avengers making a comeback sometime in the future. On the side of the counter-terrorists, it looks a little different. Only 2 of the 4 original crews are currently in Counter-Strike 2, the SAS and SEAL Team 6. The French GIGN and German GSG9 are missing. As well-known staples of the franchise, they are bound to make a return at some point, I'm pretty certain of that. Now to some lesser-known and practically unknown candidates. Counter-Strike Condition Zero players may remember the Midwest Militia and Spetsnaz. The first one, a North American terrorist faction first envisioned by Gearbox Software for maps like Militia and various other US-themed maps. Yeah, I know, here on the ESCalation channel we can't make a Counter-Strike video without talking about Gearbox Software. Anyways, the other faction I mentioned, the Spetsnaz, are Soviet and later Russian military special forces that, even in CS lore, are not so clearly the good guys. We made a video on both factions, so I invite you to check them out. They're kind of interesting. Both of them. We even got a special guest appearance in one of them. I bet you guys know Gabe Follower. Link in the upper right corner or in the pinned comment down below. The likelihood of both of them returning is, in my opinion, pretty low, even though at least the Spetsnaz are kind of popular. The theme used by the Midwest Militia is nowadays kind of filled by the professionals, even though they lost their rural charm. But hey, at least they kept the hockey mask. I guess he's going to a Quiet Riot concert in Miami. Even more unknown than these Condition Zero factions are the Japanese terrorists and CTs we got to play on the Xbox. And yes, they are featured in the single-player spin-off Counter-Strike Condition Zero Deleted Scenes, but that barely counts as it's not a mainline entry. And I also won't be looking into Counter-Strike Online and their various weird factions. The Japanese CTs are the Kidotai, a special police unit. And the terrorists, they are either described as cultists or the Yakuza. And interesting enough, the Yakuza version was considered for CSGO. Male and female concept art exists, and even a model was in development. As mentioned multiple times, there were a bunch of concepts developed for CSGO that did not make it into the final game. Valve has used a bunch of these concepts in the following years, so going by Valve's history, some of these guys have pretty good chances of coming to CS2 eventually. Let's begin with the Spanish guys, and I'll be butchering the words, sorry for that. Unidad Especial de Intervención. These guys were probably envisioned to be the antagonists for the separatists terrorists that we got to play on Inferno. This boy was supposed to be part of the proposed CT faction known as the Contractors, a faction inspired by military contractors like Blackwater. These guys border the category of more controversial proposed additions, which likely won't be added. But that's something for a future video. That video will involve political censorship in Counter-Strike, so stick around for that, because there's a bunch of stuff that has been dropped during development or cut after the game came out for political reasons. Another faction that may fall into the controversial region is one that was pretty close to being actually included. The Taiwanese MPSSC, sporting these very characteristic ballistic masks. These got cut some way mid-development, as there were not only concept arts, but also models developed for them. We will probably never see them included, but they do look pretty badass. And lastly, we are going to end it with a cut content favorite, the Georgian Riot Police. Besides the concept drawings, which were deeply inspired by these 2006 outfits, we have actual textured models found in the CSGO beta files. I just really like the look of these guys. I really hope they come out one day. I would definitely buy that agent and then ask you to pick up that can. There are a lot more drop faction ideas. Cut missions from Condition Zero mention German terrorists, and CSGO's concept art portfolio is full of ideas that will probably never be picked up again, either for being controversial choices or just being all too similar to existing factions. Which ones do you think will come next? Which ones would you like to see included, even if unlikely? I mean, some unlikely things did happen. I never thought we would get divers, but we did. So share your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, you know what I would like you to do. Give it a like, subscribe for future content, and if you absolutely love what we do, why not consider supporting us on Patreon, as our supporters there got to see this video well before anyone else. Our wonderful supporters are Lone Wolf, Zat Gladys, Wrapped in Glass, Cookie, Rival556, Tone, Rainbow Flash, Grizzly Bear, Strange Module, Cop Fighter, Inter, CJ Surrit, Sir K, Ram Gilama, Whiskey, Christoph, MTD, Hub, Leggy Boy, Daniel, Fralem, Crony XS, Theovio, iMentrix, Armon, Ozzy Loco, Rolling Rock, Sidonai, Bobcat Racer, Golden Fox, and Welcoming Pocket. A heartfelt thank you for your support. To them and everyone else, thanks for watching. So, see you guys next time. Until then, have a nice day, and as always, goodbye and guten Tag.